on that trip.
Yeah, that's the moment you became a real prick.
No, I've always been a prick.
No.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I've always been a prick. I think if you guys know me, drop some comments. Let me know if I've always been a prick.
Nah, you're a great guy, buddy. I love you to death. Anyways, so so I was kind of perusing. I like to go on it's called Drudge Report.
I really thought you were going to say drug cartels. I like to go into drug cartels.
No, it's called the Drudge Report, and it's basically a website that has just current event articles, all that sort of stuff. And some of the things that we've talked about in the past and something that I talk about constantly is worker happiness. So I came across this article from the Wall Street Journal, and I'm kind of curious to get some of your takes on it. But it says workers are happier than they've been in decades. And when I read that headline at first, I was like, man, every fucking person I talk to never says they're freaking pumped to go to work every day. Right?
I've never met anyone.
I've met some people, but I'm just saying, and the people that are in my life, they're like, hey, what do you got going on today? Well, heading to fucking work again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's never like I can't wait to go to work.
Right. But it says workers are happier than they've been. So I was like, all right, let me peruse this article. So I wanted to read it to everybody. So it's not super long. We can kind of break it down a little bit. Again, this is Wall Street Journal, May 11th, 2023. So job satisfaction hits a 36-year high in 2022, reflecting two effects of the tight pandemic labor market. The quality of jobs improved as wages and work flexibility increased and workers moved into positions that were a better fit. And I'm like, okay, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
And I think it does, like it says, it's because of the pandemic.
The pandemic changed a lot of things.
It forced everyone to work from home, and companies realized not only can they save money by allowing people to work from home, but that it works.
Yeah. I want to shelf that same idea, but I got something to talk about the banking system with people working from home. Huh. But so it says last year, 62.3% of U.S. workers said they were satisfied with their jobs, according to new data from the Conference Board, up 60.2% in 2021 and 56.8% in 2020. The business research organization polled workers on 26 aspects of work and found that people were most content with their commutes, their coworkers, the physical environment of the workplace, and job security. Among the happiest workers, people who voluntarily switched jobs during the pandemic and individuals working in hybrid roles with a mix of in-person and remote work. Men's satisfaction was higher than women's in every component, especially in areas such as leave policies, bonus plans, promotions, communication, and organizational culture. So let's think about that for a second, dude. So among the happiest workers, people who voluntarily switched their job, people that remote work and hybrid roles. Let me tell you something. During the pandemic, I got to work from home.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. This must be what it feels like to be retired. Because my workload was minimal at best.
Right.
There's only so much I can do online with my job. So workload was minimal. I had all this time. I accomplished all these other things. And I'm fucking getting paid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, this is what it feels like to be retired. Dude, I was happier than a pig in shit.
I believe it.
Now I'm back to work, obviously, every single day. And look, I basically work with my buddies every day, my friends every day. I got great people. I got great kids, so it's not a bad gig. My point is, like, it's nice to be home.
Yeah.
So I can understand, like, all right, well, that makes sense. And if you have the luxury of switching jobs and all that sort of stuff because you can take advantage of that, well, then good for you. My thought is, though, with this, like, I wonder about the people that, I wonder how many people with these jobs are more, high-paying type jobs.
I'm sure a lot of them are.
Right? So imagine, I don't think these are low middle-class people that we're talking about.
No, like
here.
trade people. Like we couldn't stay home. Like I do a trade.
Right.
And I had to be at work every day still.
Yeah, dude, because guess what? You don't get paid if you're not working.
Not getting paid.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the survey of 1,000, so there's only 1,680 workers, was conducted in November before a spat of layoffs at high-profile companies, right? So there's been, for those of you who don't know, there's been a shit ton of tech layoffs lately. At high-profile companies and rising worries about potential recession. While unemployment remains low, a recent decline in job openings suggests that workers have fewer options and might be feeling more anxious about their job security, said Selçuk Eren, a senior economist at the Conference Board. The organization predicts that the U.S. will enter a short, shallow recession later this year, and that unemployment will rise to 4.4% from the current 3.4% in the first quarter. Once unemployment goes up, once we hit a recession, there will be fewer people changing jobs they were unhappy with. I'm sorry. Fewer people will be changing jobs they were unhappy with, Mr. Aaron said. The satisfaction measure hit its lowest point, 42.6% in 2010. In the aftermath of the 2007-2009 recession, the Conference Board began surveying workers on satisfaction in 1987. Of the 26 measures of the Conference Board polled workers on, the biggest year-over-year increases in satisfaction came from work-life balance and workload. Some of those metrics might look different today, as many employers have reversed policies or toughened requirements for in-person work. And the article goes on, but I think we all kind of get the gist of it. And I go back to thinking about my time during the pandemic and my princess's time during the pandemic. I'm going to get her a shirt that says princess. Even though she's not.
I mean, I fucking believe you. I will print you a shirt that says princess.
Yeah, please do, will you? And, man, got up, did a little bit of work, worked out.
That's what I mean. You can get all your shit done while you're still getting your job done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got everything done that I had to get done, and in the fraction of the time.
Look, the pandemic was, I'm going to swear by this. Like, the pandemic is a big cause for the surge in people being happier from home. And there are so many things. Like, even in my space where I was forced to go in every day, I worked for a company before I started my own company. I worked for a job that it was 4 days a week, 10-hour days, instead of 5 days a week, 8-hour days. So off every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
I'm down.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm down, dude.
It was. I didn't care if I stayed later Tuesday through Friday.
Fuck it.
Because I knew I had a 3-day weekend every fucking weekend.
Yeah, hell yeah, buddy.
And I need to do that at my shop. But it's amazing. Like, even just that extra 1 day made me so much happier.
Yeah. And I just think that, looking at the happiness rating, and it doesn't really say in here that I saw talking about like all Americans. I mean, it polled 1,600, a little over 1,600 people. It's not,
which isn't that much.
It's not that much when you compare to all of America.
And it's probably 80% of those 1,600 people were working from home.
Yeah.
But
man, like when you look at just this small demographic, I hope that we can get to a point in our society where maybe we are all working 4-day work weeks, or maybe the jobs that really don't have to go in can stay working at home.
I mean, what is the countries that are, there are polls and all kinds of shit that talk about the countries that are the happiest in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like Switzerland or Sweden or somewhere that was number one. And it's because they work like 3-4 days a week.
Yeah. In America, I think the perception is that we put our work first.
We trade time for work.
Whereas other countries, it's more about leisure.
Well, they understand that life is important and work isn't the most important damn thing.
Yeah, and I say that just from being in Europe and just kind of interacting with the culture there a little bit. It's like they like their leisure time, and there's something about that. They seem genuinely more happy. And here, it's like, shit, you work, fuck, dude, like working 2-3 jobs, businesses, this,
because
that.
you're trying to keep up with the grind. Like with what the world, we all have goals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And some of these goals cost money.
For sure.
Right? And we need to have a surplus of money to achieve some of these goals that we consider freedom.
Yes. I think that looks differently for everyone.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the happiness of people,
that's a problem. Are you willing to sacrifice, say, 5 years of working your ass off for then the next 10 years of what you hope to be happiness?
Well,
or is there a way to do it right now?
Well, here's what I would like. My regular 9-to-5 job, I would like it to be 4 days a week. It can be 4 days a week. I'm willing to work longer days.
Yeah.
For
4 days a week.
For 4 day work weeks and a 3 day weekend. I'm willing to do that.
Yeah.
And I think many people are willing to do that. I mean, in fact, Colorado, I'm pretty sure about half the school districts in Colorado only have a 4 day school week.
I need to make that happen.
You could. Dude, you're the fucking boss, man. You can make it happen.
I can make it happen tomorrow.
Why not?
Yeah.
I bet you Fat Zorro and the other.
Fat Zorro would stay.
He might stay.
I don't know if I want him to.
All right. Well, that's a question. Oh, that's a question you got to answer.
Yeah.
But I bet you your workers would be happier.
I'd be happier.
You'd be freaking happier, right? Because you're in there, working too, man.
Yeah. I'm fucking.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice to see, and it's
that
funny.
give me more time to do YouTube and this shit.
Exactly.
Shit that I love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is fun. If you're one of the people at home watching on YouTube right now, and you got to work from home during the pandemic, or still working from home, drop a comment below. Tell us what you think about that whole experience. What's your work-life balance like? What's your happiness like?
And again, thank you for watching us on YouTube. And if you don't know, we are on YouTube at Bourbon and Blunts.
Yep.
And Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Support the podcast just by listening or by donations every month. You can donate $1 if you want.
Yeah.
Anything helps.
Yeah, really, really appreciate that. But yeah, hopefully we get to a point where we're cutting back some of the work time, because I feel like people are miserable, man.
Well, because there's no work-life balance.
There isn't much work-life balance.
And that's the goal, though. The goal is to figure that out. Like, the goal is to make enough money to be able to do what you want to do in the least amount of time.
Right.
Right? Like, that's work-life balance.
Well, maybe for you, but I think for some people...
For me, it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to fucking be filthy rich. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
But I don't need it. I would trade, at my age, I would trade my time, my free time, for less money. As long as I can pay my bills and do what I want to do, I would trade less money for more time.
Right. And, but for other people, that was spending time with their kids.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have kids.
Right.
So that's for my situation, that shit is irrelevant. Like, I would like to travel. Like, 3-day weekends every fucking week, I would travel somewhere.
Right. I argue, I guess we kind of argue about it. My dad's a truck driver, and
which I've heard some of your conversations before.
Dude, fucking, he gives me the play-by-play of his drive.
Hard to get off the phone, huh?
It sometimes is, but you know what? Listen, I love my dad, and I there's gonna be a time where I wish he called me and gave me the play-by-play, man. Of course. So I
save all my mother's messages.
Do you?
Save them.
That's really sweet, man.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
Because one day I won't be able to hear them.
You want to be able to hear. I saved some of my parents and grandparents' messages because of the same reason.
Yeah.
But him and I, it's so funny when he gives me the play-by-play, which is almost every day. He's like, Jesus Christ, these motherfuckers, do people not fucking work anymore? Do people not fucking work anymore? And like during the pandemic when people were kind of collecting a lot of unemployment and all those sorts, these fucking people collecting unemployment, and he's getting all freaking bent out of shape. I'm like, first off, Dad, we live in the most densely populated area in the freaking country per square mile, number one.
In the U.S.
Right. And you travel in that area every single day. So, of course, you're going to run into a lot of people.
Yeah. A lot of assholes.
Right. And the other part is, too, when he's always bitching about, people don't want to fucking work, blah, blah. I'm like, Dad. And this is also coming like right out of the pandemic. I'm like, listen, man. I was like, maybe people realize that work isn't the number one thing in life. Maybe their family was the number one thing. Maybe that had to do with spending more time with their kids and their husband. Maybe it was spending more time doing things.
Well, if you have those things, that should be
whatever,
more important.
or doing a hobby or learning something new or whatever the fuck you've been wanting to do forever that you just never had the time to do because you've been busting your balls at a job, and then all of a sudden you get unemployed or you got to work from home, and now it's just like, holy shit, I've just been exposed to a whole freaking new world that I haven't been exposed to since I was a child when I didn't have any responsibilities, and now I get to do all these different things that I've been wanting to do for such a long time, like spend time with my kids, learn a new hobby, whatever the fuck it is. I don't want to go do this bullshit job anymore. I don't want to freaking go into the office when I don't fucking have to go into the office. I can do my job at home.
Yeah.
And I understand the other part too, where employers they want maybe their employees to come in for certain reasons, whether it's because of camaraderie or
just keeping an eye on them,
whatever, right? So okay, well then there has to be some sort of give and take now, and maybe you're coming in 2-3 days a week,
which a lot of people are,
and I think that's fine.
I've talked to a bunch of people that during the pandemic worked from home,
right?
And now they're back in the office maybe 2-3 days a week.
Yeah. Well, either way, dude, I freaking support it, man.
I'm all for it too.
And I hope like these numbers. And I'm sure they're pulling freaking white collar workers here. I'm sure they're not pulling blue collar workers that like my dad, like driving a freaking truck for a living.
Yeah. When I worked for someone, I've been screen printing for 23 years, and before I worked on my own, when I worked for somebody, the happiest time that I had, even though the job I did not like, but the happiest time was when I did 4 days a week.
There you go, man.
And it wasn't even close.
Right.
Not even close.
Yeah.
I might have liked jobs better that I had than where I was.
Right.
But the time off, 3-day weekends every weekend, was more important to me than the 4 days of hell that I was going to do for the next 4 days.
Right.
Like I was willing to put up with that because I knew fucking Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yeah.
I was happy as shit.
Right. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I would do the same thing too. But what would it take to get the entire U.S. behind that when it comes to...
It won't ever happen.
You don't think it will ever happen,
Never, dude? Because people are fucking greedy.
Well, I will say this. There are some, there's some senators or congressmen that are trying to put proposals together to create a 4-day work week.
True, but it's not the majority.
It's not the majority. I mean, look, I think something for that to get signed into legislation will take forever.
We'll be dead by then.
Yeah, probably.
If it ever happens.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we're still waiting for weed to be federally legalized, which it's going to get there. But
we might be dead by then too.
But something like a 4-day work week.
Yeah, in other countries, it's already there.
I know, and that's the thing. It's like why can't we take the model of other countries
that are happier and thriving?
Right. And if this works within that country, and granted that country is different than our country, I understand, but why not try it?
I don't disagree.
Right? Why not try it, man? So
for once we agree.
Yeah, for once we do agree, right?
Once we agree.
Hey, cheers to that.
Fucking
pal.
cheers.
Right, we don't fucking agree on too much, man.
Nothing really.
Not really. You're right. You're
Nothing.
right. It's like the good and bad.
But that's kind of why we're doing the podcast too.
That's true. We have a good balance now. What's been the best job you ever had? Best job you ever had?
Funnest, easiest,
whatever.
Define best.
Okay, so for me, there's two jobs that I had that I loved. Bag drop attendant at a golf course.
What the fuck is a bag drop attendant?
All right, I'm gonna tell you, right? Now I'm gonna paint the picture for you. This is a middle class, blue collar.
By the way, we need to play some golf.
You think your back can handle that?
Absolutely.
You really think so?
Yeah, I go to a driving range.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll play you in golf, dude.
Yeah.
I'll fuck you up. I suck at golf, but I'll beat you.
I suck too, but I doubt you'll win.
I'll fucking beat
Either
you.
way,
All right, anyway,
give me a week or two, I'm fucking destroy you.
All right, you're not that athletic. But anyways,
he doesn't know who he's talking to.
Oh, I do.
You do have no clue.
Anyways, the bag drop attendant. Basically, what you do, like if you work the morning shift, you get there super early. I would get there like 4:30 in the morning, some mornings 5 o'clock, depending.
Bag drop attendant.
All right, so this is what you do.
Like
this is
a golf bag.
Yes, this is what you do. Bag drop. So golfers drop their bags at the bag drop to get loaded up on golf carts.
So you just loaded bags on golf carts.
So basically, no, I did more than that. So you bring up all the carts, all that sort of stuff. You stage the carts. Guys roll up. Now, sometimes they just roll up and pull around in front of the carts, and you just take it right out of their car. All right, and load it up. You ask them their tee times, load them up. You got everything organized. Or what I would do, because I was a hustler, I'd fucking run a lot of guys didn't drop their bags off. They go out in the parking lot and park. I'd run my ass out there in the parking lot.
Did you get tips?
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah. Dude, I'd be carrying, I'm no exaggeration, 7 bags at a time, waddling my ass back to the freaking carts, loading all the bags up, all that sort of shit. What a great job, because you're outside. All the guys I worked with were my buddies. Even my boss was my buddy. Freaking bullshitting with everybody. You always had cash in your pocket, no matter what. I mean, dude, in a 5 to 6 hour shift, I would easily make at least $150. Some shift to be $200, some would be $300.
Nice. Just for fucking carrying bags.
Just for carrying bags. And then when golfers come off, You wash their clubs, turn the cart, wash it off, either park it or fuel it up and bring it back. I mean, it's a simple job. It was great, man. I loved it. Did it all through college. Loved it.
Where?
White Oaks Country Club.
Where's that?
In Franklinville. Yeah.
In Franklinville?
Yeah.
There's a golf country club down there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been there for years.
Because Franklinville's a sticks.
Yeah, it's been there for years, man. Another one is Colorado West Jeeps, Jeep rental company out in Colorado. Fucking renting Jeeps all day.
That was recently.
That was a couple summers ago.
Yeah.
It's the best, man.
Yeah.
I'm doing it again next summer.
I honestly don't think I've ever loved any job.
No, nothing.
No, nothing. I think the least amount of stress I had at a job was now running my business.
I could see that.
Yeah. But I don't think I've ever loved any job I've had.
No?
Mm-mm.
That sucks, man. You didn't enjoy any of them? Like the gator job that you had, wrestling gators?
I never did that. I never wrestled gators.
What was it?
I was around gators all the time. So I was in Florida. I lived in Orlando for a while. So gators in fucking every piece of water in Florida, there's a gator. So don't let your kid go fucking near a patch of water. Don't walk a dog by a patch of water. A lady, I just watched a video of like an 80-year-old lady walking her dog by a fucking pond, in her fucking home.
I can't watch that.
And a gator snatched her.
Her. Oh,
her.
good. Okay.
It killed her.
All right, not the dog.
Not the dog. Dog got away.
Thank God.
But it did kill the old lady. It killed her. Like, just fucking why are you people so fucking stupid? Stay away from the water.
Well, I don't think it's people being stupid. I just think it's people either being careless or not paying attention or whatever.
That is the definition of stupid.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I'm down in Florida, I pay attention to fucking bodies of water.
As you should, because I'm telling you right now, if you are in Orlando, right, Disney fucking World and all that shit, like there is a gator in every single. If you go to a Walmart and there's water out back, there's gators.
Yeah.
If you're at home in your fucking development and there's water, there's gators. I worked for a pump company, Holland Pump, and I was the guy that would go to new construction sites.
Yeah.
Or like because it rained in Orlando all the time, I was the guy that would go and drag these 300-pound fucking pumps down to the fucking water, install 10-inch round fucking PVC pipe fucking that ran fucking 500 feet, and I would drain the fucking water.
You drain the swamp.
I would drain the swamp. I would drain the overfill at the golf clubs where there's gators everywhere. And that's where I saw the one gator I told you about. So me and my buddy were installing this. It was like a 12-inch pump. So it was a big one. So there was two of us out there dragging this fucking like 600-pound pump down to the water. And it was a steep incline down to the water. And it was overflowing. And every time we do this in Florida, we have spotters.
Right.
Because there's fucking gators everywhere. So we're dragging this heavy-ass pump down. And then we're hooking it up. We're installing these fucking giant PVC fucking 10-inch or 10-foot fucking pipes to it, connecting like 50, or not 50, but maybe like 10 of those to drain the water. And we're looking, and we're just working. And then I realized, wait a minute. I'm at the edge of the fucking water with my back turned to the water.
Right.
And my buddy was too. And then I look up at the spotters, and they're just laughing at us.
Laughing.
I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And then I turn, and I look in the water first, and I don't see anything. And then I look on land, like directly, like across, like I would say 25, 30 feet away from us.
Okay.
Was like a 9-foot gator. Just sunning right there.
Didn't give a shit about you.
Probably not, but he was checking us. He was watching us. Like he was looking right at us, laying right, like directly in line of sight.
Yeah, black
just
eyes.
Staring at us. And probably a 9-foot gator that would still kill any of us.
Oh, yeah.
And mind you, remember, we're on a steep decline at this point.
Right.
So the incline going up, I'm not outrunning a fucking gator. I'm not going to be able to outrun a gator.
I think they have a top speed of like 30 miles an hour.
They're faster than people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to run in like a fucking, but running uphill, I'm not getting away. So I told my buddy, I was like, you see this fucking gator right here, dude? Like, and we stopped. We like walked up the fucking hill and got the fuck out of there.
Did the spotters have like guns or anything like that? No.
They're just there to tell us.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
There's a gator right next to you.
I told you about my first job in Orlando.
We
with the machete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't wish this shit on anyone. So I worked this was like I just moved to Orlando. I needed a job. So I took this job as a land surveyor, which I've always, in Jersey before I moved to Orlando, I always wanted to do that shit.
Okay.
Always, because I got a buddy who still does it. Shout out to Earl. He still does it, and he makes bank.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to do it. I couldn't get a job in Jersey, and then the first job I got in Orlando was for land surveyor. So I was excited. I was
went
hyped
to Gator
up.
Country,
Yes,
baby.
I was hyped up. Fucking first day on the job, I walk in, and the guy that I replaced was there in crutches.
Fucking Gator.
No, it wasn't the gator. He got bit by a brown recluse.
Oh.
Right? So he showed me like his fucking thigh. He got bit on the thigh, and all his skin was being eaten away.
Oh.
Like disgusting. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think too much of it. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. I didn't know what to expect still.
Right.
And then
How old were you at the time? Your 20s?
This was like 1999, so I was in my late 20s,
Okay.
I think. Early 20s, late 20s. I moved down there when I was like 24, 25.
Okay.
So we go out on the job the first day, and it was like an hour away. And now I was making $10 an hour. Okay. $10 an hour.
Yeah.
And they took me to a swamp, and they handed me a machete. And they said, we're going to cut a line through the woods here. We'll watch. We'll spot you, but jump in the water and just start cutting a line.
Fuck.
So
no.
I'm in waist deep fucking swamp water that you couldn't see at all. Like, it was disgusting and dark in the fucking forest.
Oh my God.
In the middle of nowhere in Orlando. And I'm sitting there swinging a machete, cutting a fucking line through the woods while I have spotters on me, looking for not only fucking, this is what I was told, but not only gators, but snakes and like fucking, there's Florida Panthers all over the fucking place. Like all kinds of shit that could fucking kill me. And I would never see the spiders or anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you ain't seeing shit.
No, I'm not seeing
dude.
the snakes. I'm not seeing anything. And I'm in up to here, just thinking the whole time I'm in there, thinking about the dude that gets fucking leg is being eaten away.
Right.
And now I'm doing this for $10 an hour.
Yeah. Were you in there like swinging extra hard?
Yes, I was trying to get the fuck out.
Right. Were you like splashing?
Yes. I wasn't splashing.
Oh, no.
I wasn't trying to splash because I was cutting a line above the water.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
anything that was in the way of direct line of sight, I had to get rid of.
Okay.
So I'm cutting the bushes and all that shit out of the fucking way. And I fucking, look, that was the only day I was ever there. Straight up. I got back in the car. They drove me back to the fucking shop. I fucking changed. I fucking went home, and I never fucking returned.
Yep.
$10 an hour.
See you tomorrow, boys.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Fuck the dude that's losing his leg. Fuck the machete.
Oh,
like,
man.
I'm never going back.
You
ever.
never went.
I never went
Did
back.
you even call him? And
I
say,
don't remember. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. And I don't think I ever got paid for that day.
Yeah. After that, you're probably just like,
I didn't care.
nope.
There was some weird shit. This was back in the day with the classifieds, like the paper and shit.
Okay.
Like, there was no internet still.
Yeah.
And barely there was internet.
Yeah, there was internet.
But I remember like looking for a job down there and seeing like gator wrestling for $10 an hour at Gator World. There's Gator World down in Orlando, and they were hiring for a gator wrestler, no experience necessary, for $10 an hour.
Dude, can you imagine that?
I thought about it.
Can you imagine? No, you thought about
I thought
it?
about it. I didn't need a job. I was like, should I? And I was
What'd you do after that?
What did I do? Oh, I fucking, funny enough, I started selling cell phones.
Oh, interesting.
So I had two jobs. I actually got two jobs, and I worked full time at a liquor store.
Okay.
And that's where I met a lot of my friends down there. So I became great friends with like the manager and like the girl and the other guy that worked there. We all like hung out for like the next 4 years.
Oh, nice.
So, and I actually moved in with the manager, and he was my roommate the whole time I was down there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was cool. So I worked at ABC Liquors, is the biggest liquor store in Orlando, and I did that full time. And then at night, I worked like 4 hours selling cell phones.
T-Mobile.
No, this was T-Mobile.
Sprint, Nextel.
T-Mobile wasn't big back then. I don't even know if they existed back then. It
probably,
was
probably Nextel.
No, this was before Nextel.
Really?
It was
Nokia.
It was like Bell Atlantic or something.
Oh, really?
Or
Okay.
Bell, whatever the name was. But it was just, cell phones were just fucking kicking off. And then I got the job. This was before the pump company.
Okay.
Then I got the job at the pump company, and I just did that full time for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. And then I got a job working for RainSoft. Have you ever heard of RainSoft?
Yeah.
The water softener?
Yeah.
So I was a service tech. I'd go to your house, and if you had a problem, I'd fix your water softener.
Mm.
And that's when I had the Nextel. That's when the Nextels came in. So, of course, everybody that I worked with was a fucking total asshole like me. And that's when I went to the nudist colony to fucking...
Nudist colony?
There's a nudist colony in Orlando, and we had to go service their water softeners.
Nice, okay.
No.
What was that like?
It was 55 and over.
Nice.
It was not nice.
Yeah.
Dude, first day I was there, and every tech got to go. There was probably like 20 techs, and each day we'd get our route in the morning, and we'd go through our route, each one, and we'd see like, oh, fuck, today's my day. I'm going to the nudist colony. So the nudist colony is actually like 20-foot walls.
Okay.
All the way around.
How many houses?
It has to be. It's a whole fucking like town, like a
oh
whole
wow.
town.
They have like a store and
They
everything?
have their own supermarket.
Really?
Yeah, they have a gate, like a guard gate. You can't go in without being
Did you go in
let
the supermarket and see a dude with his nutsack on the counter?
No, but I saw worse.
Tell me about it.
So I pulled in, right? And you got to go through the guard, and the guard lets you in. And soon as I pull in past the guard gate, there is two guys and two girls in a golf cart. And the guy is sitting there with his leg up. And both of them, all the four of them were probably in their 60s. You know what I mean? And like fat and out of shape. And the guy sitting there with his leg on the seat, like fucking just balls hanging.
Yeah, fucking sticking to that freaking seat.
You know, her breasts are down to her kneecaps. And like,
had
it
5
was
kids.
not a good sight. And then I just drive past them. And then there's an old dude working on a ladder, cleaning his gutter, butt ass naked. And then
Did they have shoes on at least?
They did.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
good.
And then
not complete.
And then
animals.
I drive past like tennis courts, and there's like 2 old ladies playing tennis naked.
Fucking titties.
Just bouncing in the
everywhere.
wind, in the sun, in the
Jesus.
Orlando sun.
Holy shit.
And then, of course, I see this hot ass like 20-something-year-old girl
fully clothed,
wearing a bikini. She's rollerblading down the road.
Bet you it was one of her grandparents.
Yeah,
there.
of course. It was somebody's grandkid. And she was hot and nice body, but just in a bikini rollerblading.
Yeah.
And my only thought the whole time was, look, I'm going to somebody's home, and I just hope they have enough respect, because I'm going to be working under the sink. I just hope they have enough respect to just have clothes on.
No,
they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did.
That was very nice of them.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they probably did it.
They were fully closed.
They probably did that on purpose.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because
if you're in a nudist colony and you're home, you're not wearing clothes.
No, I'm sure that was very conscientious on their part.
Yeah, they did. They had clothes on, and I did my work, and then I bounced.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Were they nice people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
free. Cool. Would you ever go do like a nudist colony? How do you feel about that? What would you do?
I didn't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that either. But
yeah,
would you ever join one?
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't really care either.
Yeah, I probably would. I mean,
what would be the circumstances that would have to make you join? Because that's not something like I really want to go do.
No, it's not something I ever thought about.
Because I kind of view clothing almost as like extra protection.
Well, that's the thing. I don't sleep naked ever on purpose.
Right.
Like I might wear just shorts or something.
Yeah.
But when I sleep naked, I feel fucking weird. I feel weird.
Something's missing.
I feel exposed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. There's a vulnerability.
Even if I just have shorts on, I'm much better.
I agree.
Like it's just exposed here. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
yeah, there is some type of like vulnerability to it.
even though I'm home alone.
Right.
And like perfectly safe.
Yeah. There's many times. Okay, I'm sorry, buddy.
I just won't do it. But I would still fucking walk around a nudist colony. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I walk outside my house a lot of times naked, and it feels good, but it does feel a little strange.
What's funny is like I am less comfortable sleeping naked than I am probably walking in front of people naked.
Yeah.
Like for some reason I could do that with no issue, but sleeping naked, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't fucking like it.
No, I can understand. Yeah, I don't really care about being naked in front of other people. I playing football, like we'd had,
growing up playing sports and shit, didn't matter.
Didn't matter. No. Some guys it mattered too. I never understood it. I'm like, I got balls and dick, and you got balls and dick.
Well, those people are not secure in their sexuality.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. Teach their own.
Yeah. Hey, whatever, man. Yeah, I don't think I'd enjoy a nudist colony, but you never know. You never know what the future holds.
It's not something that I'm considering. But I'm not against it.
No, neither am I.
Yeah.
I support that.
Yeah.
Sure. I would think it would be weird if my grandma and grandpa were a part of it, where they were nudists. And I was like, hey, Jeff, you want to come on, we'll go down to Florida. We'll visit my grandparents. We'll stay with them for a week.
That would be weird.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be weird?
I wouldn't want to do that.
I'd feel weird asking you to do that.
I wouldn't want to do that.
And I would feel I think I would feel strange going into that.
I would never ask somebody to do that.
No, I might do it just as a joke.
Now, would you go to like a nude beach?
I've been to nude beaches before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't nude, no.
Well, you don't have to be nude.
No.
Yeah.
It felt, because again, it's still, I guess it's just like a cultural thing. It just felt weird.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
It's not something I ever think about anyway.
No.
Like, yeah, it's just not something I think
whatever.
about.
So, yeah, I don't think we'll have to worry about that, dude.
Nah.
Doesn't matter. But, anyways, pal, any other thoughts?
No, that's it, man.
Yeah, I think that's it too. So again, if you haven't already, help support the channel. Please subscribe. Drop a comment below. Tell us what you think. If you love your job, tell us you love your job. I love hearing that. Also, if you're part of the nudist colony, drop a comment below. I want to hear your experiences on that as well.
Hashtag nudist.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Also, you can find us on other streaming platforms that are not video, such as
audio only on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and
iHeartRadio.
We are on all of those platforms, audio only. So support the podcast. Go check it out. Bourbon and Blunts on Twitter, at Bourbon and Blunts on Twitter, at digital_slang, and at
Jimmy the J.
That's it, guys. We'll be back. Remember, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can support the podcast just by watching or by donations.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
That's it. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace. Deuces.